So, $3,000. I want you to just keep that number in your head for a second, all right? Because we're going to start things off pretty aggressively and honestly today. We are not talking about overnight riches here or, those passive income pipe dreams you see all over the place. What we're actually talking about is a very specific, totally achievable monthly income target using tools that are literally 100% free.
Which brings us to this scroll-stopping question. Do you want to earn $3,000 a month writing just 3 blog posts a day? Seriously, when you actually sit down and do the math, it starts to become incredibly real. Let's say you're writing 3 AI-assisted blog posts a day at the absolute lowest beginner rate of $50 each. That hits $150 a day. Do that for 20 days a month, and boom, you've hit that $3,000 target. No way, right? But it's true.
So, welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are demystifying AI writing and turning it into a realistic, structured side hustle. We're drawing directly from Chapter 3 of this incredible guide called From Zero to 1K, the beginner's blueprint to making real money with AI in 30 days. And spoiler alert, you do not need a tech background, you don't need a massive following, and you definitely don't need any startup capital. You just need a solid system.
All right, here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Copy versus content writing. 2. The 5-step AI workflow. 3. Setting your prices. 4. Finding your first clients. And finally, 5. Your 7-day action plan. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Copy versus content writing. Let's dive straight into this first section and lay down some foundational ground rules. Because honestly, before you can sell a service, you absolutely need to know exactly what it is you're selling.
Right, so there is a really clear distinction between the 2 major writing services here. Copywriting, that is writing to sell. Think landing pages, email campaigns, ads. The whole goal is basically to get a click or a purchase. Content writing, on the other hand, is writing to inform or entertain. We're talking blog posts, newsletters, social media captions. The main goal here is to build trust over time. Now, here is the absolutely crucial point for us. Every single business on the internet desperately needs both of these, but most business owners literally do not have the time to sit down and create them. And that is exactly where you step in.
Moving on to number 2, the 5-step AI workflow. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, okay, how do I actually do this without spending 8 hours a day staring blankly at a screen? Well, the playbook lays out the core engine of this entire system. Here's how it flows. Step 1, the process starts with understanding the brief. Figuring out the topic, the audience, and the tone. From there, Step 2, you build your prompt, which is essentially turning that brief into a highly detailed set of instructions for your AI. Then comes Step 3, the magic, generating the first draft. With tools like ChatGPT or Claude, this step takes literally less than a minute. Super fast, right? Next up, Step 4, you edit and personalize, fixing anything that sounds robotic and layering in client-specific details. And finally, Step 5, you deliver and get paid. The absolute beauty of this workflow is that an entire 1,000-word blog post only takes you about 45 to 90 minutes total from start to finish. But actually, I want to pause on that editing phase for just a second, because this quote right from the source material is essentially your secret sauce. That combination, AI speed plus human judgment, is worth a lot of money. Think about it. Anyone can generate an AI draft, right? Clients aren't paying you just to push a button. They are paying for your ability to add their specific brand stories, maybe some inside jokes, and that genuine human touch that an AI draft inherently lacks. Basically, you are using AI as the starting line, not the finish line.
All right, on to number 3, setting your prices. This naturally brings us to the most burning question every single beginner has, which is, so, how much do I actually charge for all this? The playbook outlines some highly realistic, beginner-friendly rates. Take a look. A standard 800 to 1,200-word blog post goes for $50 to $150. A 500 to 1,000-word website landing page, that commands $100 to $300. Product descriptions are about $15 to $40 each. Remember that math we did at the very beginning? Even if you stay at the absolute lowest end of the scale, charging just $50 for a blog post, knocking out 3 of those a day, which takes maybe 3 or 4 hours total, gets you a solid $150 daily. It's totally doable. Okay, number 4, finding your first clients. Now that you understand the actual value of your work, we need to shift gears to client acquisition. Because, let's face it, having a great service means absolutely nothing if nobody is buying it. Now, what's really interesting about this strategy is going exactly where the buyers already are.
Listen, you don't need a massive social media following or some fancy, expensive website to get started. You can go straight to Fiverr and Upwork, where active buyers are literally searching for writers right this second. Or you can use LinkedIn for direct outreach, just sending a nice, personalized message with a free sample attached. You can even look right in your own neighborhood at local businesses, restaurants, gyms, real estate agents. They all need content, right? You just walk in, offer to write one free blog post, and if they love it, pitch them a monthly retainer. Simple as that.
Which brings us to number 5, your 7-day action plan. Let's look at exactly how to put all of this into motion immediately over the next week. The playbook gives us an exact 7-day sprint. Here we go. You spend days 1 and 2 just setting up your Fiverr and Upwork profiles, focusing purely on the results you can deliver rather than, say, a lack of past experience. Then, by day 3, you're creating your first Fiverr gig and pricing it super competitively to get those crucial first reviews. Days 4 and 5, you're applying to 10 jobs on Upwork, keeping your proposals really short, under 150 words, and making sure to actually use the client's name. On day 6, it's time to reach out to 10 local businesses via email or social media, offering that one free piece of demonstration content. And finally, day 7, you follow up on everything. Persistence is key here. The absolute most important variable is consistency. Writers who follow this exact playbook consistently get their first client by the end of the week. So, that brings us to a final, sort of provocative question to leave you with. Which of the 8 AI income methods will you start building today? Everything we've covered in this explainer is just from Chapter 3, AI Copywriting and Content Writing. It is a fantastic starting point, for sure. But the full ebook linked in the description contains 7 other AI income methods to explore, from selling AI-generated ebooks all the way to building custom chatbots for local businesses. You now have the blueprint, you know the numbers, and you have the workflow. The only thing left to do is to just start. I seriously cannot wait to see what you build.